Welcome to the part 2 of the coverage of the Australian Disc Golf Championships from the shores of Lake Burley Griffin in Canberra. My name's Kingsley Flett, or Kinga, and I'm with Jordan Wheeler. G'day, Jordy.
How's it going?
Take us through hole 15, mate.
Hole 15. The trick on this hole is to not go out of bounds on the left. There's not many other reasons to bogey it besides out of bounds, so you just throw it out there and hope to get a good skip on the fast green there, like Patty has, and get your birdie.
Looking like an ace from the tee. Did you get a bit excited there?
Yeah, that was a nice shot by Patty.
Yeah.
I've just thrown it a little high and got that tree.
And you're going past here what I think was a Korean wedding down on the foreshore there. And the smells of their barbecue are kind of one of my memories of this tournament now. Oh, there we go. Not controlling the finish there from Jackson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the danger on this, especially throwing right hand backhand. And I think we might have had a little tailwind on this, which just highs him out.
Yeah.
Tim wasn't going to make the same mistake.
And with 13 holes to play, or 12 after this one, that's a pretty telling mistake. And if you're looking for a turning point in a round and a place when the victory became assured, it might even be now. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Misses his put back.
Yeah, I think this is right where Patty might have realised that Jackson couldn't catch him, and where I thought that I might have had a chance of catching him. So he's kind of hanging around in between us.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. There is that gap between you and Jackson. It's not that large.
No.
Still plenty of disc golf to make up that one.
Yeah, and we've played only one of the par fives too, so there's some long holes left. Lots of strokes.
But when you're looking at almost a throw per hole, it's not high odds now for Jackson to catch Patty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, Patty's just not giving him much hope.
Yeah.
He's just playing smooth and he's just barely making any mistakes. Another short one here. You just want to hit the gap and get a little finish to the right.
And for the right-handers, you're really going to struggle to birdie this one without a sidearm. I didn't see many people get a right-hand turnover down there.
Yeah, it definitely lines up well for the lefty and sidearm. But that slope, I saw some nice turnovers which just followed the slope right down to the basket.
Okay.
Yeah. Just missing that tree, or hitting the gap in the middle and just letting something finish off to the right, and then you're close enough to the basket if you have a nice putt and you get the bird.
Yeah. So Patty's gone high and hit a tree here. Here we go. Here's our turnover shot we just finished talking about.
Yeah, so he's just clipped a branch.
Yeah,
but that's the line.
Bit of better luck there and he would have been there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a rare Jackson Sullivan sidearm. And looks very good. Definitely in putting range.
Yeah.
I can imagine there could be some rollaways on this hole too if you have a putt stand on its edge.
Yeah.
It looks like a layup from Tim.
I was a little disappointed with that one. I thought it was good out of my hand, but I just didn't catch enough chains and...
Yeah, it grabbed a bit of chain, didn't it?
Yeah.
Just not enough.
Glad my cart's made a few appearances.
Yeah.
Have to thank Gumtree for that.
Yeah.
Went and grabbed it a couple of days before the event started.
Okay. And it makes a difference, the cart, to you?
I think it does. Over 3 days, playing 27 holes a day, just, I don't know. I feel like it helps keep my shoulders a bit loose and not carrying a bag around the whole time.
Sure.
But it's tough because you don't want to fly with a cart either, because you end up paying for paying for a card. So. Hole 17. There's a couple of lines on this. I like the going out left, and then you kind of go straight to the basket from there. But there's a gap down the right side you could go as well.
Most people took this line.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
just get it out there and then worry about it on your second shot.
Yeah. The line to the basket from that right-hand channel is not as good, I think, as this left one. Yeah, that's a great drive from Patty, and he's going to get a nice skip to go with it. We should probably, in this commentary mode, at some point, talk about this hat, its origins, what kind of statement you're trying to make wearing it.
Sun protection? Is that a statement?
Okay, well, I can go with that.
No, I've been looking for a good hat. I haven't actually found one yet, but I found that one in a thrift store in Texas while I was there, and I just got it, and then it's just kind of been around until I've ended up wearing it. But
yeah, that was pretty obvious that the search for a good-looking hat is still continuing. Yeah.
But I was happy for some sun protection.
Yeah. Another tricky upshot here with this slope. Looks like a lot of you have sort of overcooked it slightly.
Yeah.
Patty's got a beautiful open shot here. He's still having to think about it a bit. Just letting his putter fade nicely down that hill. That's a lovely touch. There's the man who's relaxed. And Tim, who had a bit of luck coming through the other channel, has put himself nice and close as well. Oh. So if there was the tiniest flicker of a tiniest candle of hope for Jackson, I think someone's just poured a bucket of water on it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he's got much of a chance now.
Yeah. But I started getting a little excited here.
Yeah. Yeah, you're only 4 down on him now, and you've got a decent gap on Tim. And who we got coming off the other card? We've got Chris Finn coming, and
yeah, so there's 3 of them. Yeah, Chris Finn, Jazz Sweetten, and Ken. Yeah, they're all right around the same score as me and Tim going into this.
Yeah.
And just with these good conditions, if you're playing well, yeah, you're going to get the strokes.
Yeah. Ken Christian Tumye, I think is how you pronounce it.
Yeah, I wasn't going to even try. I'm glad you did.
Spelled Tumjo, but it's pronounced different to that.
This is a tough par 5. There's a nice gap you have to hit off the tee, and then you've got to worry about that OB on the left, and then the water on the right.
Yeah, I can imagine that gap's just enough to spook a few people and kind of inhibit the throwing motion slightly.
Yeah.
You don't feel as good about letting rip when you've got something right in your face like that.
Yeah.
There's a first sidearm we've seen from you, mate.
Yeah, off the box at least. But yeah, I was happy with my sidearms on this. I sawed that one off a little early left, so I've ended up behind these trees, same as Tim. But I managed to deal with it most of the rounds. I think this hole might be the only hole that saw an eagle. This is the one that shout out to Ryan Budge. I think he had a similar drive that landed out on that right side and then threw a big Annie and got the eagle.
Yeah. And when it's not your day, it's not your day, isn't it? that disc just took it. Got a mind of its own there. And is that OB on those pine logs?
No,
okay.
No, he's safe. But yeah, it was a good shot and unfortunate roll though.
Yeah.
Tim unfortunately has to lay up. Can't get much distance out of that, but
just pitching out. Yeah. Oh, Jacko's done a bit of work there through the backside.
Yeah, that was a big shot.
Yeah.
Hopefully he can get up and down from over there and still get his birdie. He deserved it after that drive.
Absolutely. Lovely little turnover shot from Tim.
Yeah. Trying to navigate those out of bound poles there. The memorial.
Yeah, it was a ship full of refugees that sunk not that long ago either. Was it back in the early 2000s or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, each pole represents a life lost. A few of the Canberra locals are a little bit unhappy about the disc golf course going through this area, so this hole will disappear after the tournament, I'm told.
I was trying to convince Patty to go for the eagle on this. That's when I knew how mentally strong he was, because he had this big lead. I was like, come on, Patty, do it for the crowd. He was like, nah, sticking to my game. Which I thought was a good call by him.
Yeah, yeah.
Good putt.
Just either that or just a bit of weak peer pressure from you, Jordy.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you didn't work on him hard enough. You know. That's worked on a couple of players that I've played with over the years, looking at a shot and just saying, some of the pros I've seen have throw a putter from here. And I won't name the player involved, pulls out his putter and flips OB as a result. Yeah. Nothing like challenging someone's machismo sometimes.
Yeah.
But no, Patty looks completely in control.
Yeah. Once again, just making the birdie look easy. Short one here, tunnel shot. You get to the basket pretty quick because of the little slope. So a lot of people are overshooting it, just kind of punching it a little too hard, but not Patty. That's a perfect shot there.
Lovely little soft turnover with his putter. Looks like a putter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not so lovely turnover
Yeah.
from Jordy. Yeah,
I got a good kick though. I ended up about pin high.
Okay.
But it was a stable putter, so I was trying to avoid that stuff on the right. I wasn't too worried about going in the stuff on the left.
Yep. I think Tim was hoping that'd turn over more.
That might have been that gator again.
Yeah, that's right. But he didn't execute off the tee there.
No.
Good comeback.
Good.
Upside down shot from Jackson. That was his only option there, obviously. Oh, here's Jordy putting.
Just a little Annie putt. Just didn't get it over quite enough.
Yeah. So a missed opportunity to steal another one off Tim there, but you've still got a handy 3-throw gap.
Yeah.
Which is looking safer and safer as we go, every hole we go through.
Oh, there's Simon there.
Little photo bomb from the Kiwi legend.
75 metre par 3 this. Just have to worry about the OB on the left. It was much harder when it was windy. It used to be a must get, and then when that wind picked up coming off that water, the first 2 days, it was a tough hole.
On day 2, saw some of the most comical disc behaviour I've ever seen from disc that would hover in place. Good putts that were going dead centre chain, hover in place and hover back out again. All kinds of crazy things were happening with that wind. It was insane.
Wow.
It was entertaining for me. I don't know how the people throwing those throws felt, but I was certainly entertained by watching them.
Tim's just gone a little short there.
Left it a bit low again. That's that little hump in the fairway, hey? Just catching some people out.
And I guess it's the better mistake for Tim to make. You know, he doesn't want to He's probably a little worried about getting that late skip onto the out of bounds path there,
Sure.
which kind of comes back towards the basket once you get down there.
Yeah. There's a pretty crucial putt there. That steals another throw off Tim, and keeps some of that chasing pack at bay.
Patty kind of just drops that one in, but counts.
Yep.
Yeah, that's about how this hole should be played.
Yep.
Bunch of birdies.
So it's a 13 throw lead. Only a few holes to play. 6 to be exact. This is quite a big hole, isn't it? It's not the longest hole on the course, but it's getting there.
Yeah, it's and it's just got a couple of small slopes to deal with. A couple of placement shots, really. So going that left line, you're not taking the quickest route to the basket, but it's the safest, because on that right side there's a path that comes into play there if you're trying to throw around that tree.
And you've got some elevation in your favour. It looks like you're finishing a higher spot than if you'd thrown the right hand channel, which makes up for that little bit less distance. Jackson's taken the right hand side. Big, flat, hard throw.
Yeah, it's a nice confident throw. I think he got around in front of that tree.
Yeah.
So he should be closer than us on the left side.
Tim's trying that roller, and I don't think he's got it over. It's going to come all the way back to the tee almost. No, he's gone OB.
And you couldn't see it on the footage there, but he had a tiny little gap he had to hit just to even throw it 10 metres. So that was a good recovery shot.
Yeah. This was an easy hole to overthrow on the upshot, as you just see there with Patty catching a lucky branch to stop it there.
Yeah, it's pretty quick up there.
Yeah.
Oh, Jackson just caught the front of that tree.
Yeah. Left himself a bit short. No, it's a game of inches. Sorry for the cliche, but yeah, another foot or so on that drive from Jackson, and he'd have a much easier upshot and be able to put pressure on the pin and pressure on Patty. Nice strong putt, just faded a bit early. Be a few tired legs out there now, wouldn't there? Some of these putts dropping short.
Yeah. That's a good recovery for Tim after being out of bounds so far away.
Yeah. Nice bogey. But you're about to pick another shot up on him here, I think.
Yeah, I think this is for birdie. Yeah.
So third, or some share of it, is starting to look fairly safe for you.
Yeah. I think it's very close right now. The guys on the second card are playing really well. I think I'm fourth right now even.
Okay.
This is a very interesting hole because the layup spot's actually kind of shorter than you want it for. There's a nice line. If you throw it, 120 meters, you can get to a perfect spot, but it's so risky that a lot of us are just throwing up to this hill and then throwing it around.
You don't want to get stuck right on this one. That's some bad bush on the right there.
Mm-hmm.
Some really challenging rough where Paddy's just kind of going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets a fortunate stick there where he's just managed to stay on the outside, and he'll be able to get a throw out of there, fortunately. That's a good see. Yeah, I misread the distance on this a little bit. I've gone a little short, and I would have thought that Jackson's would have been a little long there, but it's held up nicely. That's the problem with going a little deep there. That's another good stop, but if he had slid down that hill, he would have been in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, it would have been essentially pitching out. Quick run around to see what you've done here.
Yeah.
And it looks pretty good. A little bit short, but...
Yeah, I was happy with that shot. It could have gotten over to the bastard a little bit, but... And Patty, this is an amazing shot here, just getting the full flight of the disc. And
that's a beautiful Anheuser.
Yeah.
Yeah. Such great control.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A lot of faith and a lot of confidence in yourself to be throwing that sort of shot with that OB on the left there and trusting the disc is going to bite and come around for you. Oh, Tim might have gone a bit nose up here. No, he hasn't. He's come around.
I think he just... I can't remember.
He's safe there, I think.
He's safe, okay.
Yeah, great putt.
Yeah. That was a great putt.
Yeah. When they're good spin putters. When they're bad, they're really bad. That's another great putt.
Yeah, Patty was happy to get this one. We didn't realise how close he was when he had thrown back there, and it was a nice little surprise to get up there and have a putt at it.
Yeah.
I just got a little spooked by that hill, and yeah, I couldn't do what Tim did and spin putted in, unfortunately.
Oh, Jackson just stayed in.
Yeah, these guys have really made it look easy. This is... I wasn't too disappointed with a 4 on this hole. It was... With all the danger, 4's not too bad.
This is a real separator hole, isn't it? It's the hole that just shows you the difference between the top players and the bottom end of the open field and the advanced and intermediate. This butchered a lot of people, this hole.
Yeah.
And you guys made it look pretty simple there.
Yeah. This one, a couple of different lines. The approach to the basket is open on either side, but super dense straight on. So you kind of need to pick which way you want to go from the start of the hole and just get over to one of the sides and then do your approach from there.
Paddy looks like he's having fun.
Yeah.
I don't think there could be more fun to be had on a disc golf course, would there, than being this far ahead in a major championship and knowing that you're pretty much safe. You just enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those rollers haven't quite got over for Tim today, have they?
I think that's just stayed in bounds for him. Oh. Yeah.
Done a few little loops.
This is a throw
Looks like you're...
that I wish I could do again.
It looks like you're lining up for a big Sky Annie.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I just don't get over on it enough.
Yeah.
And it just gets that skip out of bounds and just puts me in an awful spot.
Okay, so that's in the context of the battle between you and Tim.
Yeah.
It makes things interesting.
Yeah, and me and Jackson too. Well, by this point as well, I was looking at scores, looking at the other guys that are fighting for that second, third, fourth position.
Yep.
And yeah, it was a tough mistake to make, that one.
Yep. Put the pressure on this upshot.
Yeah, and I wasn't too disappointed with it. I hit the gap I had to hit, but I just didn't get around that last tree.
Another good aspect of good course design, I think, is that courses that force long putts. See, there was almost no way that Patty could get close to the pin there without taking an unnecessary risk. So he's just had to throw the straight shot and give himself this fairly long putt to make. Tim's hit pole there. Looks like it might have laid up there. Not the greatest putt from Patty, but it doesn't matter.
I remember this one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just to put salt in the wound.
Yeah, as if a OB wasn't
Right.
enough pain. I struggle to think what you could have done better there, mate. That looked like it was a pretty solid dead centre putt.
Yeah.
And just the crawled out of there like a crab out of a Coke bottle.
Yeah.
So that's Jackson fairly safe from you,
Yeah.
and Tim back in the frame.
Yeah. This is the longest hole on the course. There's not a whole lot of danger. You just gotta beat the trees and not throw out of bounds. But for the most part, it's a pretty open fairway the whole way. Just about getting that big distance throw.
Looks like Paddy might have hit something there, but it didn't really divert the disc all that much. Jackson with another one of his low screamers. It shows you two elite players. They've still got two quite different approaches to the hole, haven't they? Tim's picked that tree out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And early tree for Jordy. And it looks like you've done that a few times this round, haven't you? Just kind of ripped over on it a little bit, a little bit over, a little bit off balance, maybe.
Yeah. I think I was just a little still recovering from that spit out the hole before and having a bit of trouble to refocus. But
Yeah.
I was really happy with that second shot there. That kind of got me back in the fight a little bit on the hole.
Still got the fire alarm and your nervous system going off as you throw.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hard to settle that down.
That's a good shot.
Yeah, that sidearm makes it simple.
I think these guys both probably ended up a little further right than they wanted. Because I think if they get out on the left, they can throw the big right-hand backhand and just flip something up nice and straight. Give them a shorter approach.
Yeah. Looked like Tim might have been trying to roll that again, and the tree turned it into a roller, but not the roller he was after. A little bit of a tree kick there, but it didn't hurt you too badly.
It just slowed it up a little bit and pushed it over a little left. But the mistake I made on this one was the initial drive. So right now it's just recovery.
Tim's floated that a bit high. These scoring shots, the short game is so crucial, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, on these par fives as well. It's an uncommon mistake for Tim to make there.
There's a lovely putt from Patty.
He's just in his zone now. Nothing to worry about and just have a bit of fun out there.
Yep.
Just too much hyzer again. I think that was his birdie putt too. That was his. It was a good chance for him to get right back in the battle there, but that was for his par. So yeah, that's a tough bogey for Tim.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kept you in the game. Kept him away from you.
Good birdie. Yeah, it's great having these Kiwis coming over to Australia to play these events. They've always been pretty good at supporting the events over here.
Yeah, awesome, really. Right back to 2010 and even earlier. I've always made the effort, and I really think we Aussies have got to start paying that back at some point.
Yeah.
And making the New Zealand Championships more of a priority. Yeah, absolutely.
There's some trees here that you have to navigate early, and then once you get past those trees, it's just wide open to the basket. So yeah, there's a big gap over on the right, which we can't see from the tee box, but that's where Patty's trying to go there.
Yeah, saw a lot of people on this hole trying to pitch out from those long straight trees that haven't controlled the anhyzer here, and they've ended up somewhere over where Jackson is.
Yeah, but Jackson's got enough power that he got around them then, and that helps a lot.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to punch over those trees to the left. Just give myself a shorter approach.
Yeah. Tim letting the disc do the work there. He's sawing that off a little bit short. Nope, he's in plenty of space.
Yeah.
There's that furry gator again. Yeah.
I got pushed down a little bit.
Yeah. Jackson's left himself short too. Nice simple upshot from Patty there.
Yeah, I was happy with that.
Best of the lot.
Yeah, it's a shame Jackson didn't get those long putts warmed up. I've heard of him having rounds where he's hitting all of those.
Yeah, that's what I saw in Canada. It was scary how he was hitting those long putts, and like we said before, they can make a massive difference to the actual score, but also to the psychology of the people who are trying to beat him.
Yeah.
And another 3 or 4 of those drop, and
yeah,
it wasn't quite the huge lead that it looks like now. I don't know what I'm trying to say there, but he was in with more of a chance at the start of the day than really the score might have suggested.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he'd be thinking that as well. But yeah, there was no stopping Patty this weekend.
No. Hole 26. I don't know if I saw this whole birdie. I hope I don't get proven wrong here. I can't remember, but it's just tricky because of the trees, basically. There's a pure line kind of straight at it, but it's just a long way to go to just finish so straight.
Just a well-guarded pin.
Yeah.
Looks like a leaf took a little bit of the pepper off that drive from Patty. Forced it up and high.
I was happy with this, but it just highs it out a little bit too much and got a big skip. I was close to the basket at one point, but yeah, skipped away from it.
One of the best disc golf photographs I've ever taken, bang, right there, of Jackson as he threw off that tee. Yeah, just a really nice shot.
Nice.
Just got him in the right spot. that's not going to turn over for Tim either. He's faded out.
Yeah. So that's kind of the bad spot to be on this hole, because those trees put you just far enough away that if they're in your way, you have to throw a big hyzer or something to get around them.
Yeah.
Not sure what Tim's going to do.
For the umpteenth time, Jackson hits the top rung, or close to it.
Oh, he must have missed Tim's upshot there, but he did well to get into that spot. But
yeah, he was down on one knee throwing under some bushes. I remember
okay.
seeing him do that, and Terry must have missed him on the coverage.
Yeah, I really wanted to get that birdie, because by this point I'm looking at the scores, and I'm one stroke off. I'm one stroke off fourth by this point. After that sixth, those guys jumped me.
Okay.
And so I knew going into the last hole that I had to try and do something. These guys are just kind of finishing their round. I don't think there's anything for them to worry about.
So this is a pretty clever design, this last hole.
Yeah, the double Mando trees there with the OB lines going back. So it's an easy hole to free, but there's been plenty of fours on it and just a handful of twos. Just because the perfect shot still leaves you with a little putt.
And there's not much competitive tension to talk about between Patty and Jackson, but you've still got some people at your heels, and you pretty much have to birdie this one, don't you?
Yeah, I'm one behind Chris Finn and Jazz Sweetten at the moment. And so I looked at the scores and I realised I had to birdie this to tie for fourth. So yeah. It was kind of nice not having Tim right there. I had nothing to lose, but I hadn't executed this shot yet.
Yeah, it's just a nice little tiny bit of Annie on it, and it fades back beautifully. So
yeah.
You're right at the throat, and that's the way to play this hole. A lot of people are trying to punch that gap, but you just have to make it to the throat. Because as we know, it's only 5 metres from the basket, so you don't have to throw it that far.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson's trying to hyzer in here.
Yeah.
And he's done really well. Tim looks like he's really letting that rip and doesn't get it to turn over.
Tim was in a similar situation, nothing to lose. So
might have been an ace run perhaps.
Right.
Yeah. Just going for it.
But he manages it well.
Yeah,
The trick there is just not get sucked into trying to do a roller and get right to the basket or anything. Just throw it out and make the putt.
And Patty doesn't need to do anything silly here, of course. He just needs to pop it somewhere in the postcode of the basket. And that's well played from Tim.
Yeah.
Saves his three.
Good three.
Here's Jackson for his birdie. If he gets this, he'll add a second place to his 2017 Australian champs from last year.
Yeah.
So that's well done, mate. And there's a testy little nervy birdie putt for you.
Yeah.
To keep yourself in the money. This putt's worth a few hundred or 100 or so for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm still on the fence about whether it's a good idea to look at scores or not. It was nice knowing that I had to get it, but then it wasn't. On the drive it was nice, on the putt not so much.
And here's our champ, ladies and gentlemen. Which kind of brings us to the end of our broadcast, pretty much. Congratulations, Patty Robinson.
Yeah, congrats.
And thanks for your company, Jordy. Thanks for doing the commentary, mate. It's been fun.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah.
And Terry's going to pick up with an interview with our new Australian champ coming up next.
All right. So I had myself on a 3, Tim on a 3, Jackson on a 2, Jordy on a 2. Yeah. Congratulations. Nice job. Fun course. Yeah.
I'm the Disc Golf Guy, and that was my video blog. I've caught up with our champion here in Patty Robinson. And Patty, wow, what a weekend. 80 holes of golf ultimately. We missed one on Saturday, but 80 holes of golf. What were some of the keys to your success out here?
Just playing smart and playing the long game. Yeah, there was a lot of wind to contend with on Friday, and I managed to shoot 9 down on that round. So I was pretty happy with that. I think that sort of set the scene and set the tone, and yeah, just kept it together, and yeah, it's good.
Well, you mentioned the wind. We had a little bit of everything for conditions out here coming from the States. I was expecting just kind of hot all weekend. Well, it wasn't. It was hot, it was cold, it was windy, it was cloudy, it was sunny. There was just about everything here in this weather. How in the world do you put together a 9 down in that first round?
Yeah, I put the most stable discs in my bag, and yeah, just played smart, played safe, and yeah, managed to put it together. Yeah.
Well, and then today you come out on the final day, you shoot the 15 under. What was more satisfying to you, the 9 under in the wind or the 15 under in calmer conditions?
Well, look, it was pretty fun shooting 15 today, and it was such beautiful weather. It was pretty cool. But I guess to start out strong, there's been a few tournaments when I haven't started as strong as I'd like. But yeah, to start out strong with a 9 under in those conditions was pretty awesome. So
very impressive performance. So this was my first taste of seeing some professional disc golf in Australia. Is there anything that you want to share with everyone that maybe they saw throughout the weekend or didn't see? Anything about the Australian disc golf scene on the pro side you want to share?
Well, I hope that it comes across in the video, but we're very much a family in the Australian disc golf scene. Like, you know, I've been playing 6 years, and this, you know, even though it's Aussie champs and we come here to compete, it's just a big catch up, you know, and we get to see everyone. Especially with like the New Zealand boys as well, like Jackson and Simon Feasy and stuff. It's great to have them come over. They're our little brother and sister over there, I guess you could say. And yeah, I hope that just people see that it's really a lot about that community and family feel. And yeah, I have, you know, yes, I won, but it's just great to come out and actually see everyone and play with them. So,
well, and I'll echo that. You're exactly right. When I was here, everything from the socials at night to the gatherings every day, the way everybody hangs out and interacts and cheers for one another is really encouraging and positive. Everybody has a smile on their face, and it seems like sportsmanship is of the utmost here, and that's something else that I can really appreciate while I was here. Yeah. We got a bunch of cheater in the U.S. I'm just kidding. We don't. No. But it has been really good. So I'm going to let you go, but parting shots, anyone you need to thank, any sponsors or people that are maybe not here?
Well, yeah, shout out to my wife and family, of course. She was messaging me during the round. She said, I'm watching you. So that was cool. Yeah, and big one, Latitude 64. I've been throwing them their discs for 2 years, and they're amazing discs, and that they really stood out. Has changed my game since being sponsored with them to, you know, help me get champs, win tournaments and stuff. So yeah, check their discs out.
Absolutely. Well, this is Patty Robinson. Shoots very impressive throughout the weekend. Takes home a very sizable win, and he's your 2018 Australian Disc Golf Championships champion. We'll catch you guys next time.
Thanks, guys.